controlling hardware during assembly operations is also critical for FOD prevention. Hardware is a general term for all the small components used to manufacture circuit boards, wire harness assemblies, and to build the final product. This hardware includes nuts, bolts, screws, washers and rivets, as well as heat sinks, jumpers, connectors, and other electronic components. One method used to control and account for this type of hardware is kitting. A kit contains the exact amount of hardware assigned to perform a specific task. For example, to build a wire harness assembly, the exact quantities of hardware, wire, plastic ties, and wrapping are supplied to the technician. Using the kitted materials means the technician has no spare hardware and must use all of the materials provided in the kit in order to successfully complete the task. If hardware becomes lost, it is readily noticeable because the task will be incomplete by the amount of lost hardware. For much of the circuit board assembly process, hardware accountability is more complicated. Because the majority of electronic components are placed on the circuit board using automated machinery, it's harder to keep track of individual components, especially chip components that are received from the manufacturer on tape and reel. Rather than hardware control, diligent housekeeping is what keeps these tiny components from becoming FOD. Hardware also needs to be controlled during maintenance, when an assembly needs to be removed from a product to be repaired or replaced. For example, a technician may need to remove nuts, screws, or washers to take out an assembly. To successfully complete the task, all of the parts need to be accounted for at the end of the removal process. After the assembly is repaired, the technician uses the same hardware to reinstall the unit. Again, we wouldn't want that hardware hiding somewhere in the product where it has the potential to create damage. Our last topic in this section is hardware storage. Loose hardware should be stored in tote trays and containers. These are covered and secure devices for carrying or transporting hardware into and out of FOD-controlled areas. Because accidental spillage of hardware can be avoided, these types of storage containers are an important feature of FOD prevention.